let's talk power plant.
Okay.
When did you get hired to work down at the power plant?
Uh, 3 years after I started wrestling there, maybe. I don't think it was that long. I mean, it was long before people even give me credit for. So finally I see stuff where they say I retired, then went to the power plant. That's not true. I went there even NWA days. I was, because I told you I trained Elegante. That was at my school. I trained Kevin Nash at my school. Trained Brian Clark at my school, where I trained at. So but that's all right. Can't believe everything you hear.
But if it's on the internet, it has to be true.
It has to be true. Didn't you know I was married with three different women and have three different children?
Do you?
No, I've been with my wife since high school,
Wow, that's
43
awesome.
years. Yeah.
That's awesome. So when you go down to the power plant, who's actually in charge of the power plant as far as like office?
Office, Jody, and they had a clerical person there. I was in charge of running all the tryouts. They had Mike Winter there. I'm not sure what he did anyway. Maybe some paperwork. And Pistol Pez was there for a little while.
Right.
Love Pistol.
So talk to me about the tryouts. Did
Okay.
did people did people come to you? They send letters. Like how do you get a
Well, they
hold
usually
back of?
called and they sent letters too with pictures and all that kind of stuff like the old days, like we used to do, trying to get
Right.
on with the territory.
Sure.
But uh, I talked to you. If you ask for me, I talked to you on the phone. I said, first off, we're going to do 500 squats. We're going to do push ups in between. We're going to do calisthenics. You got to do everything. Because if you blow up in the ring, you can't even remember your own stuff, much less somebody else's. And so I mean, I did the same thing, 500 squats. I mean, same stuff. That's I'm thankful for Jody training me and Nick. Nick was like my tell me scenarios and logic and what made sense, what didn't make sense, and
Right.
stuff like that. Yeah, but everybody did everything I did. Uh, so people don't know that's where Kevin Green comes from. That's where my Michaels come from. That's where I trained Rodman. Uh, it was very little. Don't get me wrong. It wasn't.
Right.
It wasn't like that. Bill did some squats too. I mean, I made him do his shit too, and we didn't get air conditioning until we moved over to the final place at the office. Then we got air conditioning and all that shit. We didn't have no air conditioning in summer. Sorry, man. Everybody had a wet spot total around the ring. But I used to make the new guys got to go down and touch the 5 gallon bucket on Home Depot side bucket. And yeah, so I developed nicknames for people. I didn't know if they were going to make it or not. I didn't want to remember their name unless they're going to make it. So, uh,
Yeah, I talked to Lash LaRue and I know Alan Funk really well, and they
yeah,
both basically said the same thing. Power plant was tough. Sarge was tough, but Sarge wanted what was best for you. They
yeah.
both said that. But
Thank you.
I think Crowbar did too. But
Yeah,
Allen and Lash said that. They said
yeah.
Sarge was tough, but we needed that, and he really always wanted to see us succeed.
Lash was a little heavy when he come to me, so I had him come in early, and I would go in early, just try to work some of that off, and stuff, and then he finally, I guess, make it at the what were they called with Bill Demont and all that
The
crazy shit.
Misfits in action.
The Misfits, yeah. So, and they said Bill Demont was the first match Bill ever had. That's not true.
That
I
Goldberg
had,
ever had.
yeah.
Okay.
Well, that was the first match Goldberg had. I had 20 or so with him on house shows, dart matches, even TV down at Disney and stuff. And I had him doing because when they bring him in, I had to sell Bill to Eric. We're gonna spend this kind of money on him, or we're gonna do whatever. So I had him doing shit I knew he would never do in the ring, Like he'd back me in the corner, I'd do a Cornish hike on him, push him. He'd do a backhand slam, landing on his feet, and spear me coming out of the corner. I knew he'd never do that, but I like hell got his attention, you know.
Right.
So then I had to run with him every whatever, and then they had that match on Nitro.
How'd you get along with Bill?
Great, great. Like I said, I mean, he may have not did 1,000 squats a day. He was. I ain't gonna say he was handpicked, but he kind of was. Because it went through Dallas and Sting and all that stuff, and then through Eric and I actually come up with the jackhammer. I don't know if you know that.
No.
Right there in the power plant. Because I always made him film his stuff and take it home and watch it again. But that's
Right.
when he did his mind, he thinking about the look, the short black tights, the short black boots,
Right.
the really old school looking way, and that with pyro and all that, and so he actually put a lot of thought into it. He had that MA background, so he knew what stuff he needed to do. He knew to make it look good. So yeah, yeah, I got along great with him. At the same time, I had him, Ron Reese, uh,
Okay.
and Chip Big Show. Uh, all of them in the ring, and then I was jumping from ring to ring all day long.